Playthrough of Total War Warhammer 2. In the last episode, we had made some strides against, let's see, I want to say, yeah, it was against the vampires over here. And we've weakened some of their forces because they made some mistakes around here. And with any luck, we'll continue this approach and eventually kind of establish ourselves. The greenskins have been destroyed as well, so that also helps. I also have if you can see right here, I've set up a Yeti caster. I got the Yeti caster, which is the blue Yeti microphone, the shock mount, and the boom arm. So hopefully there won't be as much background noise. I'm still working on trying to set up a noise gate in OBS, but that's still a little bit of a work in progress. So we'll see what happens there. And other than that, well, let's get started. Hey there, Pickle Mike. So I see Muxy Bot apparently has not announced the stream, which is very disappointing. Come on, Muxy. You failed me. Alright, so at the end of the last episode, we had updated, or we finished this little battle, and Artillery Master, Captain Rainbow Farts, and Artillery's right hand all got a little upgrade. So let's go to Artillery Master. Let's see, probably, yeah, we're gonna do this one. So increase. Pickle says I can announce things faster, probably. So we'll do Tradition and Innovation. Then we can finally start to do Rally, and then the Dawi Firepower. Well, let's see, Firepower or Morgrum's Favored. Probably both of those will do. Alright, Captain Rainbow Farts here as the Master Engineer. Let's see, we have Triangulation, Deadeye. We'll continue Triangulation. And then we have the Artillery's right hand. Zero, hello! If this starts again. Wait, if what starts again? Alright, Artillery's right hand, we can probably... Ooh, training. We'll do that, because that's always good. Alright, so I was talking with Paul on one of my uploads on YouTube, and he wanted River Rat to be a runesmith. Just so happens we have an unnamed runesmith here, so we're going to go ahead and do River... I don't know if I should call him Rat, because the Dwarves... We'll call him River Dawi. Or maybe River Dwarf. River Dwarf will work. Because the reason I'm not calling them River Rat is because the dwarves and the Skaven don't get along at all. They're like ancient enemies. So a dwarf named River Rat would definitely be probably an outcast to the highest degree. Alright, so we have Scory Granite Head. And get him moving around. Let's move him over here, because then we're not going to be trespassing on anyone's land. And we'll approach Castle Templehof. Thorgrim, not too much to do with you. We'll have you in camp so you can heal up. Alright, I think that's about it for what we're going to do here. So let's go ahead and make one quick pass around here, see if there's anything worth building. Doesn't really look like it. Barak Var we could build something at. What was I going to do with this Rune Lord here? So Pickle says, talking about the channel art that I'm looking to make for him, or from him. So when you said rails coming out of the clouds, do you imagine like railroad tracks coming in and out of the clouds? So it's not so much that they're going into the clouds, but that they're shooting out from so like the clouds, and then they're like on elevated rails above the clouds.
What do you want?
That's what the general like dream was for the most part. The dream also had some weird things too. For example, I don't know. One of my recurring dreams is driving and then going overboard. As weird as this may sound, but going over a little cliff or like a roadway. Like I'm approaching a bridge and there should be a bridge there, but then turns out there's not a bridge there, and then the car that I'm in just plummets to its doom. So I don't know if there would perhaps be like unfinished bits of, say, like railway through the clouds as well. Hey, we found an undercity. We've discovered a Skaven undercity below our settlement. We must act fast and spend the money required to destroy these foul beings. Well, at least we finally found the undercity, since this was something that we were kind of looking for a while. Yeah, I've had a lot of weird dreams, especially back when I was in college and all that. There were a lot of weird dreams that I had. I don't really have too many weird dreams anymore. At least nothing that I remember, which is, you know, always interesting about all the dreams and that you forget. So did Muxie... Okay, so Muxie did eventually do a stream announcement at 11:02. So it must... The bot must probably, like, check every once in a while. Like every few minutes, and then eventually post the announcement. But at least it posted it. Pickle says must have been from the drugs. There were no drugs involved.
Oh, mighty lord. The fates have surely selected you for greatness. Thanks to my...
Oh, good for you, patting yourself on the back.
Tunnels and warrens has been discovered beneath our settlement, crawling with verminous Skaven. This infestation must be dealt with swiftly before they cause us any trouble.
Alright, so how do you go about... Oh, you click on Discovered Undercities. Clan Moors. So let's see, they are... What are they up to here? So they've got a warp token stash. They just went complete discoverability for the most part with this subterranean strip mine. Well, let's get rid of that. Destroy the Undercity. Fortunately, I have some money to do that, so... And I can finally update Karaza Karak to the 5th level. Nice. Alright, Scory. We'll continue moving you on approach to the Vampire Lands. We'll move you there. I think that'll get you close enough. Templehof does have a lot of reinforcements there, and unfortunately we don't have any siege units in this army, which totally sucks.
I don't think so.
Frederica Rigak. Such a weird name. Alright, I think I could probably move Artillery Master. Over towards Grom Peak here.
Vengeful Rune Lord.
Doesn't look like there's anything we really have to worry about, so probably on the next turn we can have him go and take Grom Peak.
What? Aye, it will better our cause. Aye.
Iron weld.
Do I have anything cheap that I can recruit? Miners are the cheapest. I don't really want to recruit the miners though. What else can I do here? Oh, one more turn in this public order negative from Confederation will end. Well, then that'll be good. Also, how does the audio quality seem? Does it seem alright for the most part? I was doing some various tests, recordings before I started, and seems relatively well. I can still hear my keyboard and my mouse, which kind of sucks. So I still have to kind of figure that whole situation out. You do think it's better? Well, that's good at least. Yeah, I had a boom arm before, but it was a really cheap one that I got off of, I want to say I got it off of Amazon. And even though it was there, like, I didn't get the shock mount with it, and the way that the other Blue Yeti microphone that I had worked, it's like the hole for mounting it was too large. So I couldn't really mount it very well, and that was just a complete mess. Because pretty much what I had to do, I had to wrap the screw that you screw into the microphone, I had to wrap that in plumber's tape to make it thick enough to screw on. And it only kind of held on. There were a few times that the microphone fell off. I mean, fortunately, the microphone is rather sturdy, so it didn't break the microphone, but still. Good, they're leaving Tempelhof open. Bad news, though, is that... Oh, no, they're not. Drats. But yeah, the whole thing just kind of, it didn't work out well with the last one. But this one is of much higher quality. And it's directly from Blue, who, made, the Blue Yeti. Because Blue is like the manufacturer, and Yeti is just the type of microphone that this is that I'm using. Oh, I can fast forward this. But yeah, we'll be streaming Warhammer here today, and then tomorrow I think we'll do more of Knights of the Old Republic. Also, I was looking at my YouTube stuff, and my YouTube channel is just kind of stagnated now that I haven't been streaming much and all that. I'm trying to think of what to do with it. I don't know. Alright, we can do a treasury tribute to increase public order. Let's go ahead and do that.
Good. Grimnir's axe thirsts.
Alright, so we're River Dwarf here. He's kind of focusing on the whole cleanse corruption thing, so maybe I'll continue with that. A commentary channel? So like commentary on anything in particular?
Rune, Ricky. I'll cast the runes.
I'll just auto-resolve this. Completely wipe them out. Ooh, they do have an army here. Oh no, but this Wrath of Nature is approaching. And they're probably going to take Mount Gunbad. Darn it. I wanted Mount Gunbad. Good news though, Artillery Master gets another level up.
The axe thirsts for war. Summon me if you dare.
Alright, the good thing that I can do with the dwarves is because of the whole underway movement stuff.
Well met, dwarfs. What are your demands? I hope you'll be more accommodating.
I can kind of sneak past a little. I know this is going to be trespassing, but I'll do it. Sorry guys, let me
Approach and make
give you
your
some
offer.
money to make up for
I
it.
make no promises to my ascent.
On it.
Alright, just going to -2. Pickle says, things that you like or want to share your thoughts on. I mean, one thing I've thought of doing is kind of like a fan theory related stuff as far as Star Wars goes. I know there's plenty of, like, you know, there's like the Star Wars Theory channel and other things like that, but I also have like ideas on, like, for example, like just based off of my role-playing experience, some ideas that have been generated through the years of role-playing Star Wars and all that. Things that aren't necessarily canon in any capacity, but at the very least are out there, I guess. Pickle says, how about Star Wars explanations? I mean, maybe? Like how something works or why it happened? You know, that's actually not a bad idea now that I think about it. Like, kind of how to establish, at least as far as my headcanon goes, some of the less explainable parts of Star Wars. Because I guess that's one of the things about Star Wars is some of the quote-unquote science-related Star Wars is pretty much just something you kind of have to accept. But a lot of it, you know, depending on what your headcanon is, headcanon being kind of like your, what you see how things should work. To me, a lot of the stuff in Star Wars can be explained in one way or another. So that might be something worth considering. Ooh, they took Oakenhammer, but that's good because I want Oakenhammer. So yeah, one potential thing that I could do is I could keep the current gaming channel / like stream archive channel, and then maybe make a separate channel for, you know, focusing on that. Definitely something to consider, and something that I'll probably put more thought into once Craps class is over with. Like, we know what my future with YouTube is going to be. The biggest problem with something like that is just putting the time towards a lot of that stuff to do the editing and all of that lovely fun stuff, which I am not the biggest fan of doing, but, you know, you kind of have to do it.
Well met, dwarfs. What are your demands?
A weak order.
Come on, take my non-aggression pack, you bastard.
No.
Fine, will you accept a gift?
Empire's blessing. Yes.
Did you mean to say maybe do the dangerous and discuss politics?
Time for a reckoning. One honor. Forwards. The throng is mustered.
Well, let's go send this Dragon Slayer to damage a building, and that levels him up. That's always good. Ooh, I didn't know he had a whole... Holy crap, I did not know that the Dragon Slayer had all of this stuff. He's got Doom Seeker levels, then he's got Dragon Slayer, and then he has Demon Slayer at level 25. He's got a hell of a lot of different stuff. Now, does all of this stuff, like, stack? Or is it just... Let's see. I'm not entirely sure if it stacks or not. Either way, though, this really does give a nice boost to him. And you did mean that. Okay. Something to consider, at the very least. Hey, you can give him up to 15 armor. But in the meantime, I think I'll do Foe Seeker for him. That can give a temporary increased speed. Pickle says, when you said, come on, take my non-aggression pact, you reminded me of that one Star Wars meme. Congratulations, you're being saved. Please do not resist. True. Ooh, Von Karstein is there. I'm gonna be careful.
Yes.
Because if I do that wrong, I could hurt myself. And I don't want to do that. There's still so much Skaven stuff there, bastards. Alright, about it for what I can do right now, so let's end the turn. And with any luck on the next turn, we can start to take the northern settlements of the Vampire Count territory. And yes, Pickle, it is a very big shame that you couldn't do Warhammer. Yeah, I have no idea what happened, or what was your issue, but besides just how you explained it, that you couldn't get the launcher to work. Well, Clan Wars is almost destroyed. I wonder, if Clan Wars is destroyed, does that get rid of their Undercities? I would think it would. Because it wouldn't really make sense for them to continue. But you never know. Call to arms. Your ally declares war against Arachnos. Well, sure. I'm nowhere near them, but let them do their thing, I guess. Good luck, Karak Azul. Even though I think the balance of power did kind of look a little rough. Why does that say last defenders there? I thought the last defenders were destroyed.
Master of runecraft.
Alright, so venerate the ancestors helps with that corruption stuff. Let's see.
If you say so.
Well, I can make it to Oakenhammer from there.
Ready? And I
Let's move to Oakenhammer and let's have Artillery Master go in and settle so that we can take the full province.
vengeful
Probably could have done a search ruins, but alright, forge a defensive or military alliance with the following faction. Kraka Drak. I don't even know where they are. I think they're to the north, if I remember correctly. Alright, so we want to venerate the ancestors so we can increase our untainted and public order. And let's start to build up Oakenhammer.
onward. As the High King
And time to take Waldenhof
battle.
from the vampire scum. Oh, it's already been damaged.
Yes. By the King's command. The Erps will pay.
So Pickle, my day off was alright. It was just kind of... Oh, it could have been better, I guess, but... I had craps class I had to go to and all that, so that always kind of sucks. I'll be really happy when it's over with. So, because other than that, I didn't really do much. As I mentioned on Discord, I was able to buy my oven, not from Hitler. And, let's see. Leadership for infantry, militia training. Heavy armor plating, speed for gyrocopters. Ooh, Lord Recruit rank. Although I could do the Untainted faction wide, which would be pretty nice too. I think that's what I'll do. Further give us a boost against the vampiric corruption, and then eventually against the chaos.
I will listen, but my time is short.
You know the feeling of going to class. At least it sounds like you've been enjoying the class for the most part. Alright, nothing to do there. Alright, let's end the turn, and let's see what the vampires do next. For the most part, we should be able to defend ourselves there, though. Well, there's Queek scurrying around. Pickle says lunch is way too short. We only get 15 minutes. Oh, I know that feeling. My breaks at work, because I'm a dealer, only last like 20 minutes. And by the time you get downstairs, and then between the time you have to of getting back upstairs and all that, you lose like 5 minutes. So it's about 15 minutes as well. I mean, fortunately, we get several of them through the day. Like, well, now that we're on 10-hour shifts, probably around 5 breaks or 6. Pickle says, newbie, it takes me 15 minutes to choose what I want to eat. What are you doing, vampires? You're thinking. You can think all you want. Just stay away. Pickle, we do have elevators, but the elevators are slow, and I prefer to take the stairs. At least gets me some exercise when I'm at work. Haven't made any more progress as far as my mods go with Warhammer. Hopefully I can work on that probably tomorrow night. Because tomorrow I have like even more stuff to do. I have to go to the dermatologist at 8:30 in the morning. Then I have class at 2:30 to 6:30. And then I'll have tomorrow's stream of Knights of the Old Republic, so... So what's the layout of your working area? We have like our little employee dining room and then some break rooms and all that. So like there's a big underground area that's on land, and then you can go upstairs, and then the way that the casino is it's actually on a barge. Because according to Illinois law, casinos still have to be like over water. Because what it used to be is it used to be all riverboat casinos. They changed that, I want to say like 15 years ago, something like that. Ooh, Castle Drakenhof is open to attack. Oh. Alright, well first we're gonna take Eschen. We'll fight the battle, just to give us a little fun. Also, as I told Pickle earlier, so I've made progress on my setup with the Yeti caster here. I still have to get a new mic or a new webcam because this one is horrible. I know, water, right? Actually, it's a water that's been in my room for a few days, and I figured I might as well drink it. I'm very bad at grabbing a water, drinking like half of it, and then not finishing it up, so... Figured I needed to change that. Alright, so we're gonna set up our warriors, then longbeards, all like that. Then we'll intersperse the slayers along with them. We'll throw in our lord kinda in the middle there. Actually, I'll put him like right up kinda in the front. Thunders will be located there, whereas the quarrelers will be in the back, along with a group of rangers. Oh, yeah. I didn't clean the unboxing, no. I was busy. I only got around to actually setting this up around like an hour before I was supposed to stream, and then I just, yeah, I didn't feel like cleaning it up. Shh, Pickle. Even though it's too late now.
For the ancestor gods.
I was afraid someone was gonna think I was gonna bring a gun into my condo, because
Warriors.
it's a very long and then kind of weirdly shaped box, so
For the
it does kind of resemble like a gun, a long gun or whatever, in a box. So I was afraid someone was gonna think, oh no, someone's trying to kill people.
fire. Reload. Fire. Ward of vengeance. Fire on the foe. Yes. We'll guard it. Thunderers.
More is missed. What?
Go. Fires.
Pickle says, oh god, newbie the gun user.
Let the vengeance begin! Quarrelers, vengeance! Shoot the wyverns!
Alright. I kind of hoped they would do that. Oh, wait a second. I grabbed the wrong one. Slayers, that's who I want.
Dwarf warrior!
Dwarf warriors, you focus on the crypt ghouls. The Slayers are going to focus on that cavalry.
Attack!
Because the Slayers are anti-large, so...
Thunderers! Understood, Lord! Slayers! Nothing can stop us! Whoa! Ready axes!
And there goes their little
Let the vengeance!
cavalry group there.
We will have vengeance!
Slayers! Attack the vampire! Pickle says you could have at least just dumped the box and the plastic on the ground. Oh, I don't want to do that.
Victory will be ours! Only manling could create such a
I'm not a monster, Pickle. No, I can't say that. I do actually have some garbage on the floor. It's not like garbage. It's like plastic bottles that I need to just throw away. You know, water bottles that I've finished drinking and all that. That now that I'm on my own, I'm like, when you're too lazy to just run away over and throw them away, it's kind of, yeah. I'm sad that we don't have recycling here. That is one bad thing about the condo. Because I used to recycle all my stuff. All my bottles and cans and all that. So let's see. Pickle says, from what I can see, you have a couch, then your closet, then a shelf. So I have my couch here, my futon. Then, yeah, I do have my closet. And behind is actually my old refrigerator from college. It's one of those mini fridges. I do have a box over there as well. I forgot what's in that box. I have a few boxes in here that I still need to unpack or put somewhere, but yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. I've been really exhausted from the whole cold shelf it is. But yeah, I've been like totally exhausted from the whole craps class and then 10-hour work days and all that. But we're almost done with week 4 now, so 6 more weeks to go after that. Though I might try to, if things continue to go relatively decently, I might try to audition out early. We'll see. Pickle says that's like 2 more months. Very close to it. Not exactly. It's I think the latest is like July 8th is what our teacher said. So oh, look, more beastmen. So audition is pretty much where you go and you demonstrate your skills. So in this instance, it's demonstrating that you are able to perform what needs to be done as far as the game goes. Alright, so Pickle, I'll let you decide on this one. Should we go and attack Castle Drakenhof here? Or should I perhaps wait and try to get everything to in your army to finish repairing themselves?
Ask another.
Let's wait. I do have an option to potentially take out Helmengorst though, which would be nice. I think I'm gonna do that with Thorgrim. Because if I can take him out, that'll help us. It'll be one less army for them to wield against us. He flees, but he can't flee far enough. It looks a little rough, but I think once we have our units in action, we'll be good. They just have a lot of Grave Guard. So if I'm making a mistake, it'll just be with Thorgrim's army and not yours. Because yeah, Thorgrim's army is at full health. It's just yours isn't, because I used yours to do the to colonize Oakenhammer there. I think it's Oakenhammer, Oaken whatever that darn place is called. Alright, so I want to set this up. We'll do Dwarf Warriors there. Actually, we'll do Dwarf Warriors, 2 Dwarf Warriors, 2 Longbeards, 2 Dwarf Warriors as the main front force. Or actually, Dwarf, Longbeard, Fiery Dwarf, Longbeard, Dwarf. That'll be our front line. Then we're going to have our miners kind of interspersed with them, so they can use their blasting charges. Hammers, we'll put you up front as well. Pickle says, I gotta say, doing industrial drawings are always fun, but they take up the most time. Now, why would you say that? Is it just because of all the things that are involved with it? Let's keep Thorgrim up front there. Alright, Quarrelers, you'll be there. And then our grudge thrower there. Alright, I think we are ready to go.
Grudge thrower. War of vengeance.
Alright, River Dwarf here. I'm gonna have to use him against some of these cavalry as they approach. Oh, nice hits.
Runes of smiting upon them.
Pickle says mostly the details like tubes and other industrial looking parts. Aha. Uh-oh.
Kill 'em all in Beard's reach. Tear them down. We'll got it. Warriors! For the Kara's encore! Pick your targets well! It is a reckoning. It is an order.
Pickle says they're weak in the middle. They do have some Graveguard, and those Crypt Horrors could be a little bit of trouble.
For the Kara's encore!
Come on, get those darn knights. No, my grudge throwers are being thrown. Alright, Thorgrim. Go meet them. Get the grudge throwers back onto the catapults. Now we'll provide a little shield for our forces. And then we got Helmengorst approaching on his little cart.
For the devil's crown!
Thorgrim, go say hello.
Range far! Range fast! Kill them! Obey me! It is an order! Scarf! Warriors! Go! Shield bearers, ho! Charge! By King Thorgrim's Crooksbeard!
I don't know why you threw Helmengorst into that battle. He's not very good.
Grudge thrower! Aye, as you command! Take back every grudge!
Pickle says if only we had an army of artillery. You're getting some rest.
I am your high king!
Helmet is just completely on fire. He's in his cart and whole cart's on fire. And yes, he is riding on a corpse cart.
They have wronged us! Quarrelers! Charge!
And I think that's gonna be it for him. Because he did. Pickle says my army's too good for this battle. We only lost 139 units, and mostly from our lower tier dwarf warrior groups. So that was a pretty good battle overall. Our grudge thrower did take some damage though. And we got an enchanted shield, as well as a new regiment of renown. The Grumbling Guard. Not bad.
Send me to vengeance.
Alright, let's flee back up over here so we don't take any attrition. Alright, Thorgrim, what else do we need to do with you? Probably work on your defense or attack. Well, I don't really want to do the weapon strength against greenskins because I'm not really fighting greenskins right now. So we'll do hard to hit and your hit points. So probably do the hit points first.
By the king's command. They will die by my act.
Wound failure. Aww.
Summon me if you dare. Enchant.
Oh crap, Grom Peak isn't looking good. Let's just get rid of this sparring chamber because I'm not using that right now. And we'll end the turn. Pickle says maybe have some extra troops at the back with your artillery just in case. I was considering that, but I figured they didn't really have enough to do too much damage to the artillery, or at least to wipe them out. That was the main thing to avoid with that case, and the other idea was I could use my runesmith to slow down their forces. Clan Wars isn't destroyed yet, but they're getting close. And yeah, the last defenders have been, like, resurrected over here. Because around the start of when we... No! My poor Dragon Slayer was wounded. Around the time that we started the episode here, there was an alert that said the last defenders were destroyed, so... There must have been someone who wanted to resurrect them. Pickle says, you look sad, is everything okay? It wasn't so much sad, it was trying to stifle a yawn.
Master of runecraft.
Oh, and I did guess this right. Oaken Hammer.
An ad.
Alright. So, are you going to attack Manfred there? Please do it and destroy him. Let's see, on 5 and crack a drac. I still have to find crack a drac. There's really not too much I can do right now. Let me take a look at the forge, see if there's anything worth building. We have some talismans. Let's see, magic resistance, helps when fighting Skaven. This Iron Warden's Wardstone would be very nice when we eventually take on Chaos. Unfortunately, we need some pottery. Gatekeeper's Belt. Interesting. And we can recycle the enchanted shield. I think we can do that, yeah. Pickle says you should join a Warhammer community with other Warhammer streamers. I imagine probably like some of the YouTubers like Turin and Italian Spartacus probably have like Discords and that sort of thing. Oh, something to consider. I haven't actually looked to see if they do. I know I am supposed to, one of these days, probably, it wouldn't be till June, but one of my friends who, he also streams on Twitch, and he's one of my old role-playing friends, hopefully we'll be able to do a multiplayer Warhammer game one of these days. Pickle says joining the community could help your views. I mean, possibly. I gotta, I guess maybe try and find, oh, let's see. Oh, Discord is showing that I'm streaming on Twitch. I am part of a sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. I am part of a Warhammer Discord that focuses on modding and that sort of thing. Some of the big modders there. So, like, if I could perhaps get my, like, Star Wars-based mod, like, created and have a decent enough quality to maybe draw some attention and post it on there, then maybe that could, you know, draw in some views. At least that's my thoughts.
The High King acts. Onward. Lord of Clan Morgan.
Alright, so one more turn and they'll be good.
I agree.
One more turn and Thorgrim will be pretty much good.
Anger burns bright.
Pickle says that could work. Look what happened with your Star Wars Force mod for Skyrim. It brought a lot of attention to your channel. Yeah, it definitely did. And that's definitely a mod that I have to probably look back at doing more with eventually here. Let's hold off for now on anything else. Pickle says you need to update it. I know. That's just the fact that I've had issues with trying to find proper voice talent for finishing the mod has kind of led me to be a little oh, what's the right word? I want to say disgruntled, but it's not disgruntled. Like kind of disenchanted with the mod. So I don't know. Ask your friends. I have asked my friends. That's the problem. I've asked Merrick. He never really gets back to me on it. I've asked Saren, you know, the one I just mentioned, who I might be able to do a Warhammer game with. But he's been busy, so he hasn't really been able to do anything with it. So I think I probably just need to do it myself. Blackmail them. Oh, Pickle, that's your reasoning on everything. But yeah, I can probably make it work. It's just a matter of actually having the time to sit down and do it. Because between streaming and work and all that, I haven't had the time to like focus on doing it, and doing the modding for the quest portions, which also has to do with dialogue and all that, is a lot more difficult than I initially wanted, I guess. So
I don't think so.
Armed and ready.
Alright, Artillery Master is ready to go.
Cease.
Retake the realm.
Thorgrim is ready to go.
Vengeful Rune Lord.
No, this will weaken me.
Master of Runecraft.
Well, I think we're ready. Let's go for your Castle Drakenhof.
Dungribben. By the Dammer's Cron.
Pickle says, so this RP group you had, tell me its history. Well, the name of the group was RPG World. If I recall correctly, they were formed in probably like 2003, and they were focused on initially Star Wars Jedi Outcasts.
Vengeance.
I don't know too much about the history then, because that was kind of before my time, but I wonder if I should build some siege towers here, maybe?
For the king. For Karazankor. Good. Grimnir's axe first.
Nah, I think I'll just go right to it.
Thumni.
Because otherwise they'll come out and attack and it'll be made more difficult. Whereas if I attack now, they might stay between. Pickle says to build the towers. The problem with building the towers is Thorgrim doesn't have enough action points to go into a encampment stance. So he's going to take some attrition damage if I leave him nearby. And they could just come outside of the settlement, and if they come outside the settlement, I think I will not have a good time. Whereas if they remain in the settlement, I can use Artillery Master's artillery to do a decent amount of damage to them. So that's my thought anyways. Conquer the wall with your own wall. We'll do a wall of artillery. Alright, let's get started here. So anyways, going back to RPG World, I joined the group, I want to say it was around 2004. And by this time they had transferred over to Jedi Academy. At the time I had been roaming around a few different role-playing groups looking for people. Actually, I may have joined in 2005, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think it was 2005. So I had been with a couple different role-playing groups, but didn't find anything that sort of caught my eye. And then I found that one. And the general story of the game was, or of the group, was it took place, I want to say it was around 14 years after Return of the Jedi. It was like a little bit after the main story of Jedi Academy takes place. There were a few differences. I think the initial explanation for like some of the main big characters is that I think Luke Skywalker was supposed to have gone mad. I don't quite remember what was supposed to happen to Princess Leia. And then Han Solo, he was just kind of like out of the picture. But pretty much all the main characters, you know, were gone out of the picture, forcing you to have to, you know, use your own characters.
Let the vengeance begin!
Alright, what do we want to do here? We have our gyrocopters.
Longbeards! Organ gunner! Cannon!
Alright, cannons and organ guns. Let's focus you first. Maybe group 2. And then we got our grudge throwers. We'll put them there. Put one group of longbeards here, one group of longbeards here. So what happened to the group? The group was overall not too bad until World of Warcraft really took off. When that took off, it seemed like the group really started to fall apart. A lot of the admins of the group kind of just stopped showing up. So that definitely caused some problems. Oh dear, those are some big... Oh, phew, they missed. So yeah, the admins stopped showing up regularly, which caused a lot of issues. But eventually things slowed down with World of Warcraft, and while the community continued, there eventually was infighting in the community. A lot of the admin decisions, particularly from the main admin, caused kind of a bit of strife in the community. And for example, he pretty much just like used his authority as an admin to just destroy the whole, I guess, pretty much any sense of, because there was like the rebellion and then the Empire and all that, well, the New Republic. He just pretty much destroyed the New Republic, and everything pretty much went against the New Republic to destroy it anyways. He and his group of people all worked to destroy it, and I mean, there were some fun, interesting stories with it, but at the same time, there were issues in that whole storyline too, so. And eventually got to the point where, between that and some of the other stuff that was going on, eventually there was splits in the whole community, and it broke apart. Some of the people who owned the server, which wasn't the main admin himself, would like lock down the server and lock out everyone, so everyone would have to move to a new server, and eventually the community just fractured. And there were a few different other communities that formed throughout that time, but in the scope of things, it it ultimately fell apart. It did come back together around the time that Star Wars: The Old Republic came back, though. A lot of those same people came together and reformed a group in The Old Republic. And we played for quite a bit. Definitely the first probably 6 months. I played quite a bit because I was unemployed at the time. Which, you know, definitely helped. Alright, let's bring in our gyrocopters to do a little bit of damage against these guys.
Yes.
Do a little bombing run against them.
Nothing can stop us. Understood, Lord. Bridge far. Bridge fast.
Ooh. There goes one of their heroes. Those brimstone gun gyrocopters actually might work relatively decent at sniping vampire lords. Since the vampires don't have any ranged units. It says, sounds like the fall of this server was quite a thing to view. Oh yeah, it was interesting. And the whole storyline itself had some very interesting moments as well. In the later stages where the Empire had pretty much taken complete control, the Empire was attacked by the ancient Sith, and keep in mind this was before the Old Republic. The artillery are brutal? Oh yes. So yeah, this was before the Old Republic, and pretty much what happened was the whole galaxy was invaded by the ancient Sith. So we kind of made up what our idea was of what the ancient Sith Empire, pretty much operating off of just what we had from Knights of the Old Republic 2. So that was a very interesting time as well. And again, there were a lot of good stories that came from that as well. Eventually, though, I kind of just fell out from the group because of schoolwork and all that. This was around the time that I was in college, so while I tried to stay updated with a lot of the stuff that was going on, it was difficult.
Long beards. Iron will. There's nothing I can't fix. Artillery! Charge! Gyrocopter!
So where's the group now? I don't even think there's much of any sort of group anymore. As far as I know, most of the people that were a part of it have kind of stopped playing like the Old Republic for the most part. And as far as Jedi Academy goes, I mean, I think some of them play it. One of the people from the group eventually formed a Discord that a lot of us jumped into to catch up on a little bit, but we haven't played anything together for the most part. But a couple of my friends from that group are, you know, I still keep in contact with. Saren is one of them. And then Merrick, who's done some stuff with me on YouTube, is another one from that role-playing group. Alright, time to bring in the Longbeards.
Nothing can stop us. Gyrocopter!
We've almost taken out this Lamian vampire lord here. Almost. Attack!
Let us bleed for the clan! I speak my lord's will! Runesmith! Slay the old breakers! The clans unite! For the devil's cross! Preparing for the
Alright, bringing the gyrocopters back.
Organ Gunner!
The Lord is wounded.
For the ancestor gods! Attack!
Do they have any other hero units around here? Not that I can see, but they still have... They seem to be holding themselves up rather well, and then they have this massive air force.
It is a reckoning! Dwarfs ready access! Come together, lads! Aye!
Pickle says, this reminds me of a Minecraft server I was in. I know, fucking sue me. I played Minecraft a lot years ago. This server had a lot of interesting history. Think the server has a history timeline? Let me check.
The clans unite! Clanners! Go! Longbeards! They have wronged us! Darwin, attack! Thor Grim Grudge Bearer, obey me! For the ancestors! Quarrelers! War of vengeance! This is a reckoning! Blast out! Clanners! For the ancestor gods! Trotty Sangalas! Rune of smiting upon them! The runes are cast!
Ooh, the artillery is right hand.
Let's settle some grudges!
It's taking a little bit of too much damage.
Stoppers!
Definitely more than I wanted him to, so we're gonna have him pull back.
Longbeards! Alright! Bang back every grudge! Vengeance!
Pickle says, I couldn't find anything, but the server started around 2009, been going even to this day, but it's based on anarchy. Over the years, seen entire empires fall and rise.
Dwarf warriors! Will do! Train the axe!
I imagine you could probably get some decent stuff going on a Minecraft server. Especially if you can get enough people working together or working against something, you know.
It is an order! Yes! Long beards! Others! Long beards! Axes out! Ready to strike!
Now, what does this balefire do? Reduced power recharge rates. Effect increases proportional to the number of enemy units in range.
For the ancestors! Others! For the Karazanko! Long beard!
Oh dear, here comes the Black Knights now. And their whole Air Force thing is still going.
For the Karazanko! By the Layer's will! We are a push! The clans unite!
Ooh, this one group of miners not looking too good there.
Wrong created! Long beards! Dwarf warriors! Plow through!
Pickle says, found a timeline, I'll send it to you in Discord. Cool.
Castle!
Ooh, these Black Knights are anti-infantry. That's not exactly good.
Oh Lord! I will do it! Miners!
Damn it, miners, you're supposed to go over here. Did you all... Oh, you used up your, disregard. You used up all of your mines.
Let the vengeance begin! Dwarf warriors! Move! Gyrocopter! For the Karazanko! Dwarf warriors! Nothing can stop us! Have at them! To the forge! Dwarf warriors! Long beards! Quarrelers!
Oh, crap. We're gonna have to take on their Air Force, and that's not good. Vic says I gotta say the incursions were the craziest for me. Incursions? Like what kind of incursions?
Shut up! Dwarf warriors! Drain them! Range far! Range fast! Long bears!
Pickle says incursions are when the old-time players go to spawn and trap spawn. This happens only when we see a huge influx of new players joining in.
For the high
Yeah, if there's anything in particular, like Minecraft jargon-wise, I probably don't know it because, at least as far as multiplayer goes, because I've never really done much in the way of multiplayer in Minecraft. I've always done single-player stuff.
Long ready to serve. Long beards. Long beards. Dwarf warriors. Range far, range fast.
Hey there, Quantum. How's it going? I don't think you've made it to a Warhammer stream before, or have you? I don't know.
For the ancestors.
All right, let's go take on those knights.
Yes.
Why are the crypt horrors? Oh, they're probably heading over here to help defend. Ugh, I am not looking forward to taking on those guys, especially because I don't have any ranged left. Quantum says, nope, only caught your Fallout stream so far. Oh, and you were in Knights of the Old Republic. I remember you were there too. At least for a little bit.
They have wronged us. Will do.
Yeah, Warhammer here. Totally awesome strategy game. If you can get it to run. Because poor Pickle Mike in here, he said he couldn't get it to run for whatever reason. The launcher was completely, like, not even running for him. I feel so bad for him. 'Cause he was even able to pick up the game on sale and everything.
Send them back to the ground. None but the Dowie are worthy. Long beards.
Alright, it's one group down.
Lads, for the High King. Long beards. Strike out.
I wonder if I should bring in these Bugman's Rangers. They have melee defense 42, melee attack 26. I mean, the 42 is pretty good, I think.
Let the vengeance begin.
I mean, it's not
Dwarf warriors.
Dwarf Warrior related melee defense, but it's still not too bad. I'm trying to figure out why this one group of Dwarf Warrior, Longbeards, has such a high amount of melee defense.
The ancestors.
That's 61. That one's 43.
For the carriers
Oh,
of
I have no idea.
Move now.
Alright, so this is going to be the big thing. Master Engineer, let's bring you in. And the few Quarrelers that have a few little bits of ammunition left. Ah.
Beards. Strike them. For our ancestors.
Ooh, bringing the bringing River Dwarf here was probably not a good idea.
There is no regional monarchy. This is the age of reign of your heart.
But victory is in our grasp. So yeah, what we're doing right now is we're playing the dwarves and we're fighting against the vampire counts. We're like a kind of like if Germany was taken over by vampires. It's kind of what the vampire counts are. Unfortunately, the vampire counts don't get ranged, but they have relatively decent infantry. They have monster units, and they have relatively decent magic users. But we were able to win this battle, and this just happens to be where their capital is, which is going to help us a lot because they also have gold here. So let's see, going back to what Pickle was talking about, incursions are just the tip of the iceberg. Biggest things in the servers were the ears. What the hell were the ears, Pickle? Waiting for the game to finish loading. This is one bad thing about Warhammer. The load screens so long. There we go. Oh, the eras. Okay. I was very confused when you said ears. An opal amulet. Interesting. Alright, so we could sack the place for 23,000, but we're just gonna occupy. Quantum says, what kind of hard drive do you have? So what I have this one installed on is... I want to say it's like 7200 RPM. It's nothing special. I know if you install this on a solid state drive, it definitely helps. But my my solid state drive that I have Windows installed on is like really small, so I need to boost that up eventually. Alright, River Dwarf here will increase his cleanse corruption because we gotta really clean up the whole place here. Quantum says standard hard drive, mid-range RPM, cool. Yeah, it's I mean I have like actually I have, hold on, let me count. So let's see, that and that are on one drive, so 2, 3. So I have like 4 hard drives. I have the one solid state, and then I have 1, 2, 3 other hard drives that are for storing games, torrents of so like game installations, and then torrents or rips of like the installers for those games, as well as movies and that sort of thing, and then one kind of miscellaneous drive. So
Vengeful Rune Lord.
Eventually I want to upgrade that too, but there's a lot of things I want to upgrade on this computer. It's, let's see, I have been dealing at the casino for 3.5 years, and I think I got it, let's see, I started September. I want to say I got it around November. I think it was a Christmas present for me, early Christmas present. So I want to say I've had this computer for like about 3 years. Quantum says I spent a couple hundred and made a pair of 512 megabytes SSDs RAID 0. So they saturate the SATA bandwidth. I think I've done a RAID once, but it was it RAID 2? It was the main purpose was just as backup, so pretty much just using whatever it is where you use 2 hard drives and copies the same information onto both. Okay, 512 gigabytes. I was a little concerned there when he said megabyte. Yeah, mine isn't even 512. Mine is like 256, and then whatever it actually turns into. Let's see, it is 195, and then my Windows 10 is 52. So yeah, 256. Let's see, RAID 0 is striped, RAID 1 is backup, RAID 2 is striped / backup. Here's RAID 1. One of the two. But yeah, it worked out all right for a little bit, but then I want to say one of the other drives wasn't performing quite as well. So that hurt a little bit. Alright, Artillery Lord. We are going to do Morgrim's Favored, because that seems to boost up most of the artillery and all that, once they get to rank 7. Also, Quantum, since you are here, what I like to do in my Warhammer streams is I like to create characters for a lot of my viewers. So if you want a character, I can create one for you. As the Dwarves, we have Lord units that we can create. They have a few different things going for them. We also have hero units. So we have the two different Lord types, which are a regular Lord and then a Rune Lord. Rune Lord is kind of like a caster, but Dwarves don't have magic, so it's more of runic magic, because they have runes on their armor that they can do. And then as far as the heroes go, we have the Thanes, which are like the melee combat dwarves. The Runesmiths, which are, again, those magic dwarves. And then the magic engineer, or master engineers, bleh, if I can talk right. And they have a gun and provide support to, like, ranged armies. Oh, hell. Oh, wait. My sound only briefly went out. I didn't have to turn off the headphones and turn it back on. Yay. Alright. Gold Smelter. We're going to upgrade you to Goldsmith's Guild Hall. And I probably want to do this gate relatively soon as well. Quantum says, cool, feel free to make one if you want, but I haven't played this before. Well, I'll ask, in like RPGs, do you generally play like a ranged character, or like a support character, or like a tank? I guess that would be my first question, to determine what kind of character to make for you. Alright, I think what we want to do here is the tax rates. Because we can make a lot of money from this place once Castle Drakenhof is all ready to go. But then again, you know what? Maybe we'll do growth. We'll empower the guilds. Yeah, we could probably say like a MMORPG. You like the party RPGs, single player. Or like, what would you like your main character be in a RPG like? Pickle says you should do range questions and answers or quality assurance. From what I've seen, dwarves have. Oh, you're Quantum Apprentice. Okay, I was confused with the QA. So Pickle says you should do ranged. From what I've seen, dwarves have good ranged units, but that is just my opinion. Well, unfortunately, they only have like one ranged hero, but they do have good ranged units. I could build you. I can make you into a gyro bomber. That's always an option. I can't build one yet, though. The quantum copter, maybe. Quantum says, I guess my favorite RPG character type is fighter/barbarian. Alright, so that would work with either a dwarven lord or a thane, probably. You say if I was D&D, that's what I'd pick. Okay. Vault Dweller says Quantum Apprentice should work for QA. I would agree, especially for Fallout related stuff, certainly. And you too, Vault Dweller. Alright, so the vampires are still roaming around a little bit, but I think we've definitely cut them off. Now, what about you, Vault Dweller? If you were playing like a D&D sort of character, what sort of character would you play? Ooh, Clan Angrand made an alliance with Averland. That's not exactly good, because I might have to take them out. We'll see. We'll see how they behave. Vault Dweller says, first choice is probably some kind of dark wizard. Unfortunately, Chaos Dwarves are not implemented yet. Yeah, another thing to being Total War Warhammer is this all takes place in the Warhammer Fantasy universe. More than likely, you guys have probably heard of Warhammer 40k. I know that seems like it's more popular, especially among PC gamers. But Warhammer Fantasy is where this universe takes place, and originally I wasn't a big Warhammer Fantasy fan. I'd seen like the MMORPG for Warhammer. I can't even remember the name of it. Pickle says also I did see one of Quantum Apprentice's streams yesterday's. Cool. Yeah, I generally like his streams, and I try to pop in when I can. Let's see, ammunition for artillery. Yes, that is what we want. Walter says I have some friends that played Warhammer, but I never got into it. Yeah, like, so as far as the tabletop goes, it's a very expensive hobby from everything I've seen. So that's kind of why I'm like really big on Total War Warhammer. Because yeah, there's a good amount of DLC for it. But for one, the DLC is pretty good quality. And two, it's a lot cheaper than doing the tabletop stuff. Pickle says, then my fucking internet died on me when I was saying hello. Quantum says, happens to me all the time during stream mostly. Oh, I understand, Quantum. I had that problem when I lived with my parents. There were times that the stream would just go completely dead because my internet would completely go out. Fortunately, knock on wood, I haven't had that issue since moving into my condo, so hopefully that issue is over with. Alright, so Quantum, let's go ahead and build you... Actually, I'll wait a turn. Maybe 2 turns. Build up my treasury, because since right now my custom lord mod is actually working, I can probably go ahead and make one. But I want to add some traits, and only thing doing that, especially like this increased cost one, is going to make it very expensive. But I can get some good traits going in it, so. Alright, just need to end a couple turns. Let's see. Who's your ISP? So my ISP both when I was... Oh, jeez. Heal, Thorgrim, heal! So my internet service provider when I was at home, as well as now in the condo, is Comcast. So it was the same one with both, but I did upgrade it from... I think when I was at home, it was like around 75 megabits per second. Now it's 150. Ooh, Grand Throne Chamber increases tax rates from that commandment. But I think we'll do the Untainted, because we need more stuff to get rid of this vampiric nonsense. Pickle, you and your rice comment about fixing electronics with rice. Although I've never done that, but Quantum says I've heard that the rice thing was a myth. I'm not sure. thinking about it myself. Whether or not it is a myth, or if it's actual. I will say I did fix my old Xbox 360 by overheating it. That is not a myth, that is actual fact. That with one of the red rings of death, you can fix your Xbox by overheating it, and what that does is it kind of melts the solder a little, and so it kind of I don't know. I can't remember what caused the red ring, but Quantum says, why not Rickle Pick? Oh, because Pickle says you can call me Pickle Mike. I only have that name because some fucker already took it. Oh, someone already took Pickle Mike? Knows. And according to Pickle Mike, he is actually not doing a Pickle Rick reference. He actually had it from something else, but I can't quite remember the story from what he said it was. And Pickle says, I was in too much of a rage to think of anything else. Hey there, Willis-on. To Quantum Apprentice, more pro tips I just discovered in Wasteland 2. Hoard any shit you can find, apparently it's useful later. Interesting. I haven't played any of the Wasteland games. Isn't Wasteland like a somewhat more updated version of Fallout? Oh, literal? What? Literal shit. Your ally declares war. Stirland against Tempelhof. This is interesting because I thought Tempelhof was a... I thought Stirland actually brought Tempelhof back to life. Well, let's enter the war on the side of our ally, and hopefully we can grab Tempelhof ourselves. Wilson says yes and no to being similar to Fallout. Same dev team, and definitely an evolution of the specialist system, but definitely distinct. Maybe that's something to eventually look into once I do Fallout 2 and all that. That's on the radar eventually down the road. And right now, it's Warhammer and Knights of the Old Republic. Once I finish Knights of the Old Republic, I might go straight into KOTOR 2. I might. Alright, let's do the recruiting surplus. Quantum says Wasteland is the 1988 original. Oh, is what Fallout's loosely based on. Interesting. I didn't know that it came out in 88. And Wasteland 2 was made by the same people who worked on Fallout. It's weird how things happen like that. Alright, so I think we are ready to go. Artillery Master, let's bring you forward. So we can take Castle Tempelhof.
My anger burns bright.
No! What do you mean you can't reach it?
Let us begin. Right.
Oh, nose.
Let us settle this.
I'm gonna have to do it like this, and I don't really want to do it like this, but let's see. Oh, and Pickle is explaining the whole, let's see, so Pickle's story behind the Pickle Mike name is me and my friend sat down and watched Magic Mike. Is it a gay stripper movie? I didn't know it was a gay stripper movie. I just thought he was a straight stripper. Shows what I know.
Very well.
let's do trading depot to increase our income, and we'll do a gate to help defend. Wait a second, don't do those. I'm building up money. Duh. Forgot about that. Because next turn I can make Quantum Apprentices guy. Good news, our Dragon Slayer's back. So Nordland and Krakadrak. This is Ostermark. So let's send him north. Pickle says you'll regret watching it. Vault Dweller says, yeah, some more quick history. Brian Fargo worked on the original Wasteland. And Quantum asks, how old is he? Fargo was the producer at Interplay for Fallout because EA had the rights to Wasteland. While Dweller continues, years later, Fargo is running in Exile, gets the rights for Wasteland from EA, and does a Kickstarter campaign to fund Wasteland 2. And Exile is currently developing Wasteland 3. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I do remember the Wasteland 2 Kickstarter. I think I do actually remember it now. It does sound familiar. Of course, this was also around the time that Kickstarter was the big thing for a lot of games, and so many of those games just completely failed. Alright, Carrick Kadrin wants a non-aggression pact. Well, accept it. It's sad, too, that Kickstarter led to a lot of failed, almost scam-like games. Same thing with Steam Greenlight. I mean, one game that I was really looking forward to on Steam Greenlight was called Folktale, which is... the general idea was like a strategy game that mixed RPG elements. To me, it was kind of similar to Spellforce. But perhaps had a little bit more RPG elements to it. I think anyways. But it didn't make it any further than just the basic, like, test map or two, and well, now it's like nothing. So yeah, I'm very disappointed with what happened with Folktale. I don't even think you can purchase it anymore. I think they've taken it off from being purchased because it's been abandoned. And that's definitely the problem with a lot of those early access things, and unfortunately that then led the way for like big game developers to release games that are pretty much early access. And then, you know, for example, Bethesda with Fallout 76. Vault Dweller says, in Exile, switched to a different website called Fig for the Wasteland 3 funding. I don't think I even heard of Fig. Alright, let's see. So we should be good to go to do this attack. Let's go ahead and do it.
Ready access.
Hey, we got a battering ram here. Alright, so let's fight. No, son of a bitch. It crashed. Oh, why? Why, you bastard? Unfortunately, Warhammer does crash every once in a while, so. But it doesn't crash as much as KOTOR does, so that's at least something. It does take longer to boot up, though, than KOTOR. KOTOR boots up really quick, even on my virtual machine. Alright, let's try this again. Of course, now it's probably going to take me all the way back before Quantum says that's a sad something. Vault Dweller says, if I recall, in recent years, Microsoft bought smaller game companies like Obsidian and In Exile. Oh, I knew they bought Obsidian. I didn't know they bought In Exile. Well, the Sun says, if I recall correctly, both KOTOR games have community patches that restore the full storyboard and fix most of the crash to desktop. So I was using like some kind of patch for the first KOTOR to play it in widescreen. The problem was it was not recording at all. So I eventually just took it to my virtual machine. I might look into maybe seeing if I can find some patches to help fix it. I do have the restored story mod for KOTOR 2. And then I know there was that Steam update from KOTOR 2 as well, which seems like it operates a little bit better. Quantum says this had something that we're comparing games by how often they crash. Pickle says, I can't really play games now. I was so excited for Warhammer that when it failed, I didn't know what to play. Tried to play some of the games I own, I can't get into them. Now I just draw and listen to this man's streams. Aww. Hey there, Omar. That's really sad, Pickle. That's really sad. I still wish I knew what caused it that prevented you from the launcher like actually running, or the game itself. Omar says, sorry I was late. Had my phone off and didn't get the notification. Aw. Well, at least you made it, Omar. And we're still going to be going for at least another hour. Maybe 2, we'll see. Quantum says, like comparing 76 to any other Fallout by how often it crashes. Alright, and of course I have to end the churn. And go through all of that again. Yeah. Alright, well let's try to speed it up here. Pickle says, for me, Fallout 4 crashes almost every time, but I think it's due to some of the mods I have enabled. Yeah, that's probably what it is, because Fallout 4, for the most part, is relatively stable for me. And 76 was a fucking disappointment. Yeah. Probably if you look back on YouTube and see me as I'm playing Fallout 76, you can see my gradual growing disappointment as I'm playing it, and by the end I was feeling just so disheartened, especially the times that we'd fight the Scorch Beast. Like, to me, that was just, its only purpose was to be a grind fest, and you didn't even get much from it. I don't even think you get too much from it now, even. And the couple times I've tried to go back to 76, it's just been like, I look at it, and that's it. Pickle says, hey, at least we killed one newbie. I think we actually killed a few. Quantum says, have you seen the Fall of 76 YouTube video? I may have. Let me take a look and see if I have. You search Fall of 76. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Because it's in, there's a little red bar at the bottom showing that I've watched all of it. Yeah, I've actually watched, I think, a few videos on 76 and its failings, and so I had to check and see if that was the right one or not. Alright. Oh no, someone wounded my poor guy. Alright, let's do Control S and save. While Driller says it couldn't have fallen far.
Attack!
And let's try this again. Don't you crash. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, there you go. Unless there was a 6-foot hole next to it. Poor 76's grave. And yeah, Pickle, the video is about 30 minutes. A little short. I think it's like 26. But yeah, 76 just... There was a lot of potential there, but it's become clear that so much of it is just to monetize. And I'll honestly be surprised if they even do release mods and private servers for it. If they did that, maybe I could get back into it. But right now, no. It's just... To me, there's just no point in trying to do it again, so... I haven't uninstalled it yet from my computer, but I'm definitely thinking about it. One thing that did disappoint me on multiplayer, and I know Pickle knows this because he was involved with it, was Space Engineers. Space Engineers, I probably, what was it, a couple months ago, Pickle? No, actually it was just last month, probably. Because I think the server ran out on the 8th of May, now that I think about it. But yeah, Space Engineers. So I started playing it, and then I decided to do a little multiplayer. Then I decided to host my own server. Well, Pickle says my account got suspended. For how long, I don't know. What, on 76? How did your account get suspended? Was it because of using those mods that you were using?
Let the vengeance begin! Slayers!
Anyways, going back to Fallout, or not Fallout, Space Engineers. So decided to host my own server of Space Engineers. That didn't work too well. It was it worked out all right for a little, but then eventually the server became relatively unstable, and I just had to kind of give up on it. So I decided to buy a server, actually, which is the first time I've ever bought a server. So I did that, and I thought it was going to run well. Now keep in mind we were doing the whole solar system, so it was, you know, all of the planets and all that, but we weren't located on all the planets. We were mostly located around Earth. And it played for a little while, but then eventually, same issue. It just killed the server because the server was running out of memory. So I don't know if it's because I got a cheap server or what, but yeah, I was not happy.
For the High King! Organ Corner! Let the vengeance begin! Strike out!
Pickle says, no, I got rid of the mods. I honestly don't care for how shameful the game is. There's one big grudge in the Book of Shame. That is it. Also, if anyone here is wondering what the Book of Shame is, one of Pickle's common jokes or whatever is calling out shame whenever I do something that is unworthy or something. So the dwarves in the Warhammer universe have a book of grudges, so I decided to mix the two into this playthrough, into the Book of Shame. So if anyone was wondering what that title is about.
Yes, laddie!
Homer says perhaps Sid's bad luck brought the server down like his ship. I think Sid just had really bad internet, to be honest.
They have wronged us! Longbeards! Come together, lads! Longbeards! Victory will be ours!
Alright, so you guys, we're gonna leave you outside.
Again! The throng is no more!
All you guys are gonna rush inside. Uh-oh. Pickle says the Scorpion is not in its tank anymore? What? Apparently, for those who don't know, Pickle decided, well, not decided, his brother apparently decided to get a Scorpion and a Spider and like a couple snakes. And as I told him, the Scorpion, or the snakes, those don't bother me. But the spiders and the scorpions, yeah, no. That's just a no.
Slayers! Longbeards! Dwarf warriors! Move! Attack the earth!
You can't find it. Yeah, that's really bad, Pickle.
We have scores to settle! Vengeance! Ready to strike! Yes! It is an order!
Ooh, here come the Vargeis. The neat thing about the vampire counts is, so like the Vargeis are pretty much what happens if a vampire count gives into their bestial nature. Well, actually, they have a couple different versions. They have like the Vargolf,
Gyrocopter!
and then the Vargeist is the smaller one,
Your targets well!
which was those flying ones. And then there's the Vargolf, which is like a really massive creature.
We will have vengeance!
But it's interesting that the vampire counts kind of have to like fight their bestial nature. Gives them a little bit of a different, a little difference to them versus, say, the vampires in the Elder Scrolls, for example. Although Skyrim did introduce a little bit of a bestial nature to the vampires with the Vampire Lord in the, what was it called? Not Solstheim, because that one is obviously in Solstheim. Pickle, help me. I can't remember what's the name. Dawnguard DLC, that's it. Disregard, Pickle, you didn't need to help me. But yeah, the Dawnguard DLC does actually introduce a little bit of a bestial nature with the Vampire Lord that you can turn into. But it's nothing like what Warhammer is. The Warhammer vampires are like really like full-on beasts, massive creatures sort of things. Pickle says, my room isn't so big, it'll pop out eventually. Yeah, fuck that. You gotta burn the whole house down, Pickle. That's what you gotta do. Oh crap. Rainbow farts. Run! No! Save him!
Let us bleed for the clan!
I'm trying, Omar. I'm trying to save Rainbow Farts. It's not good. Not good. Okay. We saved him. Barely, but we saved him. And this should give us enough money that we can finally make Quantum's Lord here. Omar says Newbie avoided another shame in the shame book. Yes, yes. Pickle says a purple light, that should help. Doesn't that only work on Emperor Scorpions, or does it work on all Scorpions? Again, I don't touch Scorpions, so I don't know all of their different elements, I guess. So yeah, Omar, for the most part, your army made it. I mean, you don't actually have an army of your own right now. You're just sort of hanging out with Pickle's artillery master, because kind of need a well, since you wanted to be ranged, it was kind of that was kind of the only choice I had.
The axe thirsts for war.
Alright, so we're doing that. Let's do Woodsman's Hut. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and do Refectory to do some public order.
I hope.
And bring you guys back over here. And have you heal up a bit. Pickle says, Newbie, the scorpion is full black and big, so it must be an Emperor Scorpion. I guess, oh.
Time for a reckoning.
And this guy, we can do rally for him. Alright, so now to make the army for Quantum, and oh god, Grand Peak here is not looking good at all. Alright, so we're going to do a custom lord. So let me save first, just in case something breaks, because this mod was not working like a little while ago. So we're going to recruit Lord Custom, add traits, and we'll go down to do increase cost of 10,000 to add 7 trait points. So we have 9 trait points. Pickle says I'll just lay down on my bed and hope I don't roll onto it for the scorpion's sake. Good luck with that, Pickle. Alright. So Quantum said that he is more of a barbarian type, so we'd obviously want to give him stuff that helps with attack. So barbarian fighter. Well, we have dangerous. That gives melee attack plus 10, charge bonus 20, and causes fear. We also have strong, which does armor plus 40 and weapon strength plus 20. I think we'll do that as well. And we have 1 little trait point left. Now I could give him a negative to add a trait point, and then we could do like 1 more little positive. Well, if he was a barbarian... Generally, barbarians are more attack than defense. So, we'll reduce his defense a little bit, give him squishy. So melee defense goes down by 5. Then we can add one more thing. What else would be acceptable for a barbarian type character? We could do even more melee attack. Or we could do more... Let's see. Well-founded does more armor as well as more weapon strength. Pickle says, I don't even understand why my brother gets pets. At the end, I'm the one who takes care of them. It's BS. Let's see. Oh, he's already strong and he's dangerous. There's the lesser strong. Perseverance. Well, let's go ahead and... Yeah, I think looking at all of this, we'll do... There's one that gives +5. Let's go ahead and do, let's see, where is it? Trained. Melee attack +5, charge bonus +5. And let's see, what do we have? We have 2 really armored dwarves and 2 not armored dwarves. So we'll do the armored dwarf. We'll name him Quantum Dwarf. Aha. Alright, I'm gonna reduce his charge bonus because dwarves don't charge very much. They don't have a lot of speed. And instead we'll increase his melee attack and his weapon strength. And I think that's what we're gonna do. Alright. Quantum Dwarf. Let's take a look at his stats. So he has 160 in armor, melee attack of 68, melee defense of 55, and his weapon strength is 546, so overall not too bad. Let's give him some full plate armor. And I'm not going to do Ancestral Grudge because, again, we're not fighting Greenskins right now. So instead, we'll increase his hit points, and that'll be it for the moment. But we do got to give him an army to be recruited. Because Grand Peak here is about to go totally, like, rebellion. It'll probably be a vampire rebellion. Pickle says, look at the shit I have to deal with. You can't win, Pickle. You can't win. Alright. In the meanwhile, I should probably have Thorgrim move back up here to also help with that rebellion. And Artillery Master, we'll just bring you into Castle Drakenhof. Alright, that is it for this turn. And probably in the next turn, we can look and see about recruiting Vault Dwellers. Well, in this case, it'll be a Runesmith, since it can't be a warrior. We'll probably just speed it up. I don't think there's any nearby enemy armies that we have to really worry about noticing on the campaign map. Also, it looks like Clan Angrind has declared peace on the Empire. Maybe I should look into doing that. Pickle says, I'll just stop thinking about it. So, Nubi, how would you build an army in real life? So, like, real life as in, like, real life weapons and that sort of thing. I mean, I guess it depends on what the enemy would be. You know, if your enemy was like insurgency, a terrorist insurgency, then obviously you have different priorities there. Versus, say, if you were going up against, oh god, oh, they're gonna completely lose. We'll just auto resolve. Certainly a terrorist force would do a hell of a lot less than, or, well, you would have to approach a lot differently than, say, the modern Russian army, for example. Uh-oh, grudge issued against Zelig Van Kruger. And rebellion is imminent. Lovely.
Armed and ready. What?
Thorgrim, go to Rom Peak there.
By the ancestors, no. Very well. Move the throng. Time for a reckoning.
Aha, we made it. We're ending the rebellion there. Nice. Alright, so we have that going on. I think at Drakenhof, I can do the Rune Forge here at Drakenhof. Oh yes, I know. Shame, not grudge. Shame. Oh, it's another shame for me. How horrible. Alright, so Runesmith, let's go ahead and make Vault Dweller here. We'll make him intelligent, because he is pretty intelligent when it comes to Fallout stuff.
You summoned me.
So we have Vault Dweller. And that's about it for what I can do right now.
What?
Oh yeah, I was going to try and end the war with the Empire. Will they take it?
Now.
Well, they're heading towards negative 19 with me. But they don't want to end the war right now.
By Sigmar's will, come in.
What happened to my one little dwarf guy that I had going up here? Did he get hurt by something? He is wounded. What the hell? Glass, do you talk about your channel in public? I do. So whenever someone asks about, or whenever I can, like, especially moments when people say, oh, you have a radio voice in that, I'll generally try to bring up that I have a YouTube channel and all that. That I'm at least using my voice, even if it's not for radio right now. I've been looking at some of the local postings for radio stuff, but most of the stuff I've seen has been like either part-time or located far away, and I'm not really looking to do that, especially now that, you know, I've bought my condo and all that. If I didn't have my condo, maybe I would have considered moving somewhere else, but now that I have my condo, I'm kind of looking to stay put for the moment. Yeah, I've had a few people from work who've like briefly browsed the channel, but I don't think I have anyone who's like a really hardcore follower of the channel from work, so it is what it is. Well, Templehof has been destroyed. Big question is going to be, who do we attack next? Now that we're going to be pretty much wiping out the remains of the vampire counts. Vault Dweller asks, well, what can this runesmith do? So, their main role is kind of like support. They have various spells that, or abilities kind of, that increase armor. They increase, they have like what's called ward resistance, which defends against any damage, whether it's magic or physical. They also can do damage at the later end of their skill tree. Let's do that. Grudge aborted. Well, that's good. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at his skill tree. So, some heroes have a few different options. The runesmith pretty much focuses entirely on his, well, runes. So, one of which helps with leadership effect. Not too important for dwarves though, but it's the start of his tree. Then he has the rune of Oath and Steel, which increases 30 armor, or armor by 30 for both himself and allies in range of about 40 meters for 25 seconds. He has a damping ability, which has 3 levels, eventually reducing the enemy winds of magic, which is pretty much like their mana, but like their total mana. He can reduce that for the enemy, which is pretty good because the less winds of magic that they have, the less spells they can use. Strike the Runes reduces the cooldown on all of the rune abilities, which are like the Rune of Oath and Steel, as well as the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and Rune of Negation. Vault Dweller says, is there a rune so they can drink more? No rune so they can drink more. Unless it's this Rune of Might, maybe. But if you do want him to be drink focused, under the Forge we have, let's see, where is it? We have Old Guard's Tankard. So whenever he's engaged in combat, he replenishes hit points. This tankard is large and deep. When filled, only the eldest of Longbeards can sup from it. So the Forge is a kind of one of the special things that the dwarves have. It was actually implemented after they did a similar thing with another faction called the Tomb Kings. But pretty much what the Forge is you can make weapons, armor, talismans, enchanted items for heroes. So I think that's something, since you mentioned that, we'll go ahead and create for him. So that whenever he's in combat, he'll be drinking from it. Let's see. Now I do have enough oath gold. Pickle says you can make weapons. You can! I thought you noticed this. Maybe you didn't notice. But yeah, you can make weapons with the dwarves in the Forge, as well as the Tomb Kings in... I forgot what their thing is called. But yeah, the Tomb Kings can do it as well, and they have a few different other options. Alright, Old Guard's Tankard. Doesn't look like anything else. Well, let's look at the enchanted items. Defense, armor, leadership, Prospector's Spyglass. Oh, there's also the Iron Warden's Tankard, which provides liquid fortification. But that one I can't build because I don't have pottery. Melee attack and bonus versus large I could do. Is that what I want to do? I guess I could do that. Provides a little something. So Troll Slayer's Gauntlets. Ooh, sundering attacks would be useful too. Is that what I want? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll do the sundering attacks for him as well. Pickle says I was not told of this. Aw, Pickle. Alright, one last thing for him. Snipe, again, would be useful, but we don't have furs, and it wouldn't actually be useful for him because, well, he doesn't have a ranged weapon. Keeper's Helm, Missile Resistance and Magic Resistance. Ooh, I think I'll do that, but I need Oath Gold. You forgot to tell me about some drama? What kind of drama?
A runesmith's duty is never done. What?
Alright, let's do the barley field so we can grow up here. Are we doing growth? We're not doing growth, so let's do growth.
Retake the realms! I do.
Hey, Artillery Master can level up again. Let's do Stand Your Ground, and then after that I could probably start to do some of his runes. Pickle says, looks like James Charles is coming back. He's gaining subs back, and the people who attacked him are losing subs. Think of it like a reverse card. Interesting. Who is this here? Oh, that's a, what is it? A griffin. I was very confused. I thought that was, there's some beastmen that have some wings like that. So I was a little concerned there. I think I'm gonna recruit another hero. I'll recruit, oh, never mind, I don't have the money for it. I was going to, but I don't have the money for it. Because I wanted to get more heroes going out to explore, to find those areas that we need to find to continue Thorgrim's quest. But yeah, that whole James Charles thing, it's like, okay, whatever. Same thing with the Pro Jared thing, it's just... I don't know. I don't exactly expect a lot of YouTubers to be the beacon of moral guidance or anything like that. Omar says, quote, I don't have the money for it, is what everyone says when looking at a new EA game. I think the better quote is, what are they gonna fuck up this time? When it comes to EA. Yeah, I'll say one EA game that I'm looking forward to, but we haven't really heard anything on, is Dragon Age 4. But after what they did to Mass Effect Andromeda, as well as Battlefront 2 and all that, I don't know if I'm necessarily big on it. Although I guess the same goes for Jedi Fallen Order too. I mean, Fallen Order I am excited about, but I don't intend to pre-order it, and I might even not buy it after it initially comes out. We'll see. Pickle says, also, Jake Paul made a video with this Viner, and he was just saying he was a cyberbully and some offensive stuff as well. But it's ironic, because he does most of the stuff he's calling the Viner out for. Interesting. Alright, so we have this lovely guy right here that we might have to take care of.
for the wisdom of the lair.
Ooh, there's thunder outside. Stupid weather. Doesn't know what the hell it wants to do.
Throne bearers, let's march!
Pickle says that Vid only sparked some debates among the finers. Oh. The Paul brothers don't... I am not enthusiastic about them or anything like that. Omar says, is it still cloudy over there? Can you send some? It was actually relatively nice out earlier today, so I don't know what's going on now. I know if the storm front just... Well, while we're going through this turn, let me actually look it up and see what's going on. Yeah, there's a big storm coming through. Tornado watch from 10:26 until 5 a.m. Oops. Well, that may not be good. That may not be good at all. Let's see. Looking at the radar, we're not in the biggest red portion of it. But actually it looks like most of the major stuff is going to miss where I am, which is good. Because I don't need that nonsense. Pickle says, hey, it's raining here too, newbie. Do you want to know what's raining? It's raining ash. No, just kidding. It's raining for the whole week over here. Whole week? You don't generally get rain for a week over there. Or at least not that we hear of too much. Oh, and yeah, the rain's definitely starting to come down outside now. Your ally declares war against the Jagged Horn tribe because they're bastards and the Jagged Horn tribe is right next to me. And now they're probably going to attack Oakenhammer there next. I hate the AI sometimes. I should have just said screw it and broken the alliance. But then my reliability would have been bad. At least they ran away from me. Hey, my Dragon Slayer dude is back. And another grudge. The Bugman grudge. Win 3 battles against the following race, Greenskin tribes. I don't know where the Greenskins are. We've wiped out most of the Greenskins. How can you do this? Shame.
A wise plan.
But seriously, I have no idea where we're going to find Greenskins. But, we'll figure that out, I guess. Somehow.
My anger burns bright.
Pickle says we don't get rain in this time of year. This is quite strange. Stupid global warming.
Onward. Send me to vengeance.
Hey, Rainbow Farts has a level up. Let's do ballistics here, because that'll further increase accuracy as well as reload skill. And these beastmen, I don't know what to do with them. Probably nothing too much to worry about there, hopefully. But you never know. Also, I was on YouTube earlier and I was checking out the stream quality, and the stream quality from exporting from Twitch to YouTube is actually relatively good. The biggest problem is just the webcam. The webcam looks absolutely horrible, even in 1080. So I do have to eventually get a new webcam one of these days. But like I was telling Pickle earlier, I haven't found one that I really like yet. Oh crap, that was a big piece of lightning out there. Pickle says, I wanted to ask some newbie, what do people mean when they say they are left or right in debates? So left generally refers to the, well, left and right both refer to the political spectrum. Left is generally more quote-unquote liberal, which has its own various meanings over the course of history. Right is generally more conservative. Conservative generally isn't as... its meaning hasn't generally changed as much, because conservative, by its very nature, is generally tries to be more of this, pretty much the status quo. Although some people have defined being conservative as open to change but slow change. There's also different spectrums of that too. I mean, the far left wing is generally assumed to be communist, hardline socialist, like they have in Cuba or North Korea, that sort of thing. But that, at the same time, that's not always guaranteed. Let's see. Can we move you? I think we can move you.
For the wisdom of Valea. Grudges will be settled. Lord of Clan Moor.
The reason that I say that's not always certain is, like, far hardline socialist is obviously like totalitarian, and totalitarian governments are, yes, they're, some of them can be left wing, but some of them can be right wing too. Totalitarianism kind of blends in a bit when you're at the extremes. Generally, most scholars view, like, Nazis, for example, as a far right-wing segment of society. But that's not exactly, like, I wouldn't say it's not exactly true, but it's not exactly the whole story of it. Because it looks like the most left you are, or the more left you are, the more red you become. Red for communism. Generally, but there can be some differences. Anarchists, for example, you could say, like Antifa, for example, is a big, in most instances, I think, considered left-wing. The problem is Antifa, at least in my opinion, is generally more of a, like, anarchist force rather than left-wing. Quantum says, I saw this chart once that described those four political elements as different axes on a plane. Yeah, if it's, let me finish this turn, and then I can maybe do a quick little search to see if I can find it. Let's increase our diplomatic relations. Vault Dweller says Antifa is the most fascist group of idiots I've seen recently. Well, I mean, Antifa, much like, well, many groups out there, doesn't really seem like it has much of a guiding force. And in my opinion, Like me, I consider Antifa to be more of an anarchist force rather than representing like left wing. To me, if you look back into, I want to say it was like the 70s, like the Weatherman bombers, those I believe were more left wing than like Antifa. And how you necessarily put anarchism, it can go either way. It can go left or it can go right. Let's see. So Quantum was talking about the political axis test, probably. The political compass. Is this what it's called? Analysis. Here we go. So we have authoritarian and libertarian, and we have left and right. So certainly you could probably say that Antifa is probably more of a libertarian left sort of organization. Authoritarian left being more of like socialism that was in like the Soviet Union or China or that sort of thing. And the way this political axis sets it up, this kind of puts it to an economic scale of left and right, and then the authoritarian and libertarian is the social scale. I would say it kind of goes a little bit beyond that when you're talking about left and right. Certainly if you look at a lot of the old, or if you look at like British history, for example, you had the Tories, you know, who are the conservatives. They've generally been, if I recall correctly, a more monarchist faction of British Parliament. Pickle says, I bet I can make Antifa even more idiotic. Wildwiller says, if Antifa weren't bullies that tried to limit freedom of the press and destroy property, maybe they could actually come together and figure out a message. I don't know if they could ever really figure out a message. By their very nature, they leave a lot to be desired. Unfortunately, groups like Antifa have been, as I've told people in some of my other streams, groups like Antifa have been emboldened by Trump winning the election. For one, Hillary, as a moderate Democrat, was seen as weak, and so with her loss, they feel like they can push the Antifa and then the far left of the Democratic Party feel that they can push the Democratic Party to the far left, which, in my opinion, will definitely hurt it over the long run. Pickle says, I'm surprised that groups like those exist. They've existed for a while now. The Weathermen, as I mentioned, is one such faction. But you also have, the hardcore environmental groups have done all manner of different destructive acts. Even PETA, to an extent, is crazy as far as some of the stuff they've done.
Let us begin.
Alright, let's see. Do we boost Carreg Dromar or Oakenhammer? Probably Carreg Dromar, because they're probably the closest to the enemy out there.
My axe thirsts for war. By the grudge bearer's will.
Oh yeah, I wanted to make another hero here to send out. Oh, I don't have enough money. Noes.
Aye.
Oh, I don't want to damage the building. I just want to visit. Pickle says, I hear tapping against one of the walls. Oh, you just gave me heebie-jeebies about you and that damn scorpion.
Yes.
You need to burn the house down, Pickle Mike. It's the only option. Alright, so what do we want to do from here? I could attack Mount Gunbad and take these guys out. They're alright, but... Oh, my reliability is already very low, so I might as well just break the treaty. Cancel the treaty, yes. Good news is my strength rating is #1.
Vengeful Rune Lord. Master of Runecraft. I'm going. One rug. For clan honor.
Let's see. Pickle says, before I light the house on fire and start a fire that gets out of control, I'm a check. Alright, so I'm going to be moving Thorgrim and Artillery Master here, and they are going to be heading over here, and eventually we'll attack Mount Gunbad. Also, they're really pissed off at me now for my broken treaty. Oh well. We'll chop down their cherry trees.
Greetings. You no doubt have a request, I'll hear it now.
Aye.
Gecko. Come up with interesting names for a lot of these heroes. Pickle says, oh, I fucked up. What did you do now? Pickle says I found the scorpion. Okay, well, progress, I guess. So what's the fuck up part? Alright. A close ally of ours, an influential Dowie, sitting on several guild councils, has shamed his family name with a craven act. He should be, by all accounts, take the Slayer Oath and go into exile. But we will lose his influence. Can I take a public order hit? It's only for 3 turns, so that's not too bad. Pickle says, I was in the hallway and I turned off the light and he fucking ran, Nooby. That little shit ran under a room door. It's my parents' room? Oh god. You did fuck up.
Yes.
Parents are gonna die. They gonna die. Stabbed to death by the scorpion.
Aye. It will better our cause.
Oh, does Gunbad? Gunbad has gold. Oh, that'll be nice. Even more gold. More gold. Alright, so Karazakarak, we have the airfield. We need the throne hall of the High King. But for that, we need a lot of money.
Time. Onward.
I didn't know a scorpion could run. I mean, I think most creatures can run.
Using guild routes.
Alright, so we have Nordland here. Are they one of the ones I had to... Yes, it is. Why do they not like me? Oh, broken treaties with the Empire?
I will listen, but my time is short.
No, sir.
Come on, you asshole. Be friendly with me, damn it.
I will.
Well, that'll take me to 11. So Omar Pickle has a scorpion because his brother has a scorpion. Carrick Ungor? Huh. They've taken a lot of places around here. Omar asks, what kind of weird ass brother you have? Pickle says, I have a rock on top of the spider cage, because if the spider gets out, I am definitely burning the house down. What's worse, a spider or a scorpion? I would say a scorpion, but they're both bad. Oh yeah, Omar missed that part of the story too. Yeah, he brought a, as Pickle said at some point, I think it may have been on the Discord, he brought a spider, a scorpion, and like 2 snakes. I said I would be fine with the snakes, the scorpion not so much. Hey, Vault Dweller gets a little level up. Let's start him working on his runes.
One rug.
Alright, so probably best bet.
Leaving. Throw bearers. Let's march.
I forgot. Wasn't there something that I was saving up for? Now I can't remember what I was saving up for. Let's see. Slayers, Giant Slayers, Hammers. Honored by Grimnir? Yes. Pickle says, newbie, imagine a spider that's about 4 inches that could run and jump. As I said, burn down the house. Oh, I was saving up for this thing over here. The Throne Hall of the High King.
Yes, let's move.
Oh wait, that's Ostermark. No, don't destroy Nordland. I'm trying to be friends with Nordland.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now,
No. Fine.
What are we going to now? 3. Well, it's going towards positive. never gonna get around to making money. Or not making money, but building that throne hall. I need to make money to build that throne hall. Omar says, what? Does he work for a zoo, or did he graduate from Hogwarts? Amelia the Creeper. That's an interesting name. And Pickle says, no, he just likes the pets, even though I'm the one who takes care of them. Ugh. Yeah, I've already killed several spiders in the condo, and they're smaller ones. They're like around this size. They're still kind of big. Bigger than I want to deal with, that's for sure. But Ostland and Ostermark have made an alliance. Interesting. Don't think it's anything to worry about, but interesting. Pickle says, hold the phone. Just spotted the scorpion in the tank, which means... oh, nah. What, that spider's out? Alright, let's go to Mount Gunbad.
Move in! My anger burns bright.
The next turn, I'll just declare war. I know reliability will be shot even more, but you know what? Screw it.
Moving off.
Pickle says, I think a wild scorpion got into our house.
Onward.
I suppose that's a possibility where you live.
Absolutely not. Very well.
Pickle says, oh hell no, that is not okay. I wonder what unique building Mount Gunbad has. Hopefully it'll be something decent. Pickle says I don't kill spiders, I just feed them to my fish. I forgot that you had fish. Now Pickle, what kind of fish do you have? A long time ago I had, I think, some tetras. They lasted for a little bit, but eventually they kind of died. Oh, a beta? Interesting. Don't you have to keep them relatively solitary? Hey, I just noticed something. So it looks like it looks like Clan Moors has probably been destroyed because the Skaven corruption is going down to 0. So I guess it is pretty much where if the main owner of an undercity is destroyed, well then... just so happens that all of the Skaven corruption from those undercities, well, all of those undercities go away. Pickle says it's bright purple with red on its back fin. I didn't know they were purple, I thought they were red. Alright, what do we want to do here? Do we want to do migration? Sure, only to help promote building up stuff.
Send me to vengeance.
Alright, time to take over.
Can I help you? I'll cast the runes.
Declare war. Yeah, condemned by all factions. Very low reliability. I don't think everyone joined this battle. Dryads, a Great Eagle, and Treekin. Well, we're just gonna auto-resolve. Wiped out. So Omar, earlier on in the episode, we did find one Undercity that we were able to take out, but I believe there were a bunch of others. But it appears that the whole... So they were coming from Clan Moors, which were located somewhere down here. But they were destroyed, so it looks like once they were destroyed that all the Undercities kind of collapsed away and died. Alright, so I wanted to see what was the unique building for Mount Gunbad. We have a bright stone mine. Bright stone is highly valuable. It's therefore a pity that the mines at Mount Gunbad are infested with night goblins. Interesting. So we have that, and we have a... Ooh, this could be a very profitable faction. Location... Oh, and recruit rank +6 for artillery. Oh, we found your artillery production spots, Pickle.
To war! Lord
It's gonna be at Mount Gunbad. But I gotta build it up. So let's start working on that, I guess.
The High King acts.
Thorgrim, I think we can get you moving to take on Nash Rockslayer.
It is time. Vengeful Rune Lord.
Hey, our one random Rune Lord leveled up. Only because he's like just sitting in this little place over here. He hasn't gotten any bad traits from being there right now. So maybe dwarves don't get bad traits from sitting around. Pickle asks, any pets you're planning to get, newbie? Not really. I'd like to get a cat, but my allergies can't do it. It just would not work as much as I would like it.
The dwarves have come.
Uh-oh.
I hope they have brought a few.
What happened to Nordland? They keep destroying poor Nordland.
A wise plan. Got then.
Welcome, ancient allies. In these
Not likely.
You say ancient allies, and then you say no.
Right.
Alright, so we've done the Dwarven emissaries and all that. What else do we need to do? Let's see, missile damage for Thunderers, Volatile Volley. That could be good because Iron Drakes have their, yeah, Iron Drakes do have the flamethrowers. So you know what, we'll do that. Yes, Omar, I do have an allergy to cats, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff too, but... yeah, no, Pickle. No scorpions. Don't want any scorpions at all. Yeah, I never used to have an allergy to cats until my cousin got his cats. And then for whatever reason, it seemed to trigger it. And then after that, I've just been completely useless around cats. Pickle says, get a hamster? I mean, I guess a hamster could be a possibility. I was kind of thinking maybe a rabbit, because I've heard rabbits can be pretty decent pets. But I don't know. I don't have the time to really take care of a pet. That's the problem. Pickle says, I fucking hate rabbits. They always bite my wires in half. Ooh.
Master of runecraft.
Wait, like what kind of wires? Like computer wires? Anvil of Doom will have in a few more turns. Let's see, or not a few more turns, a few more level ups. Did I make him immortal? Oh wait, I can't make him immortal because he's not at level 20 yet. Disregard. I was just being foolish. Just kidding. Quantum says, did you expect them to eat them whole?
Yes.
Alright, Rainbow Farts. Let's see. Reload time reduction for towers and siege battles. No. Let's see. Sapper increases their speed, but I think we'll do range for artillery units. Homer says, my eyes itch after I touch cats. My grandmother has cats, and every time I touch them, I have to go wash my hands so I don't touch my face or eyes.
I do.
Yeah, I completely understand how that is.
Grimnir's axe thirsts.
Because I am exactly the same way.
Rune Lord.
I can probably tax this province now. Ooh, and I'm making a lot of money there. Oh, that's good money.
Ready.
Which means I can recruit more people for Quantum here.
Strong is mustard. Using guild roots.
Alright, are you going to take a non-aggression pact now? No. Probably because of my reliability being so low.
Affirmative.
Oh well, these guys will probably be dead soon. Then I think we'll just automatically skip through to the next part of the quest. Omar says, someone who understands my pain. Yes. Yes, I do understand it. At least as far as cats go. Fortunately, dogs I'm good with. Dogs I've never had any allergies with. Pickle says, how about a rock newbie? A pet rock could work too. I have my pet rock. It's my computer. Which is definitely something that's really weird to think about, is we've pretty much we're taking a rock and we're turning it into something that is kind of close to alive. I know it's a very complicated rock, but still. It's a neat little idea if you think about it. Pickle says a rock, not a potato. Wait, what? Are you calling my computer a potato? Only my webcam is a potato. Alright, Nashrak's lair. Next.
Let's march! Wipe out the trespassers!
And we'll take
We
that.
make another grudge.
And this place has Cinnabar. Which is dye, but yes. We have another trade item. Let's do the barley field. That should be able to be done. Quantum says the rock is calling your computer a potato.
What?
Let's see. Military presence is 10. I'll probably want to do the drinking hall. Hey, Quantum Zuvled. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and increase... Well, do I do melee defense or do I do resolute? Let's do resolute. Omar says, Dwayne Johnson as a pet. I mean, I don't know if he'd agree with it, but sure, why not?
Let's move!
Come then. Only Sigma's god, Ulrich.
Indeed!
There we go. Someone finally accepted my non-aggression pact. Yes, Omar, I think everyone gets that. Alright, let's do Master of the Forge. Further increase in our Oath Gold production. We're at 350 right now.
The axe thirsts for war. Summon me if you
Let's see.
dare.
Vault Dweller, I think we were going to do something for you. Yes, armor. So we'll go to the Forge. We'll go to armor. If we scroll down, we have the Star Metal Plates, which does, let's see. As long as leadership isn't lower than 50%, it reduces melee attack by 9. But there's also the Iron Warden Shield, or the, Gatekeeper's Helm. That's what I wanted. Because it makes everyone around you more resistant to magic, as well as missile, increases missile resistance. Pickle says, I captured the false scorpion, now what? Burn the house down? Alright, what else do we want to do here? Or what else should we do here?
The realm.
I think we're probably alright for the most part. Let's see if I can attempt to start to build up some money. Omar says, sell it to your bro. I'm sure he'll love it. Oh, I know what you could do. You put the one scorpion into the other scorpion's tank and have them fight to the death. Or they'll mate and then you'll have a whole bunch more scorpions to deal with. Oh yeah, this Morngul is another version of a vampire gone bestial. Pickle says, nah, I just put it with my beta fish. I don't know if I would feed a beta a scorpion, but maybe they'd be able to eat it fine without any issues. Ooh, the Empire just confederated Stirland, which means the Empire is now right next to me to be attacked. Well, in a way that's good. Pickle says the mic kind of blocks her face. Yeah, I know. I haven't found... I don't know if this is a good location to put it. Let's see, I could try to do that. How does the sound, I guess? Does it seem like it's too far out on the side? Pickle says no, I let it out, the scorpion out. But not in my yard, though. Do I want to know where you put it? Pickle says sounds the same, and Omar says seems good. Okay. I know when I was messing around with my other Blue Yeti mic that it seemed like sometimes when I'd reposition where I was talking that it's really seemed off. So, but as long as it's working out, that's good. In your neighbor's yard? Well, interesting.
The High King acts.
All right, Thorgrim, let's keep you moving here.
Good. Grimnir's axe thirsts. Forwards.
Alright, any progress on this? Not really. Ooh, that would bring in a decent amount of income. Being able to do all these trade goods to them. Well, we'll continue to give them little gifts. See you later, Pickle. Thanks for stopping in. Alright, let's do the volatile volley for our Iron Drakes. Anything else that I can do for Iron Drakes? Long beards. Infantry units. Reduces... Well, it reduces upkeep. There we go. Iron Veterans. But that's like all the way down the tree. Eventually I'll get to it. Oh yeah, I got my flame cannon I need to make too. Probably I could try, it'd be very expensive, but I could try to make an army that has both Iron Drakes as well as flame cannons. I wonder how it would work out. The nice thing about the Iron Drakes is they do have a lot of armor for a ranged unit, so it might work out all right. And the Empire is now starting to do all their wonderful stuff. And we have a bunch of Empire armies approaching now too. Once the turn is over, I'll see about moving Quantum's army over to Castle Drakenhof. Depends on what I can recruit at Drakenhof. Because I want to move him there to help defend, but I also want him there to build up the army as well. I can do the mustering hall, have the engineer's workshop, but that's really about it.
To war!
But it should be good enough for me.
Ancestors.
Ooh, Carrick Dromar can build Bugman's Brewery. I forgot about that. Really helps public order, and 100 kegs of beer.
For the wisdom of the layer.
Alright, so we have Longbeard, great weapons. Well, let's see.
Unwise.
Great swords, I might want them. But actually, probably better bet would be to do Quarrelers with great weapons.
Grudges will be settled. Ha ha! Summon me if you dare. As the High King
And Scoria there, I'm going to have him go into an ambush stance to hopefully catch some of these Imperial guys off guard.
Impossible. Yes. To battle. Thank them.
And another place to take over.
Orders. Paging belts. Mate of vengeance.
Alright, Thorgrim, let's do your hit points next. And I think we can end the turn, and we'll see what the Empire does. Hey there, Ayuma 7. I would say this game is pretty good, yes. It does have a lot of DLC, so I would keep that in mind when it comes to it. But I've really enjoyed this game. I've enjoyed this more than any other Total War game. Going back even... I enjoyed even more than Medieval 2. And Medieval 2 was the big Total War game for me. Ooh, the Empire's attacking Oakenhammer. I had a feeling they were going to do that. Ayuma says, what is DLC? Ayuma, you don't know what DLC is? DLC is downloadable content. So pretty much refers to... any expansions sort of stuff for games, that sort of thing. But Total War Warhammer has well, this is Total War Warhammer 2, but there's Total War Warhammer, which was the first game, and then all of the races from that game. If you get Total War Warhammer 2, you unlock what's called the Mortal Empires campaign, which is an even larger mega campaign than the one that was in the first game and the second game. It pretty much just combines the area from the first game with the area from the second game all together, which is totally awesome. Obviously, there's expense to the DLC, but I'd say almost all of the DLC is worth it. The only ones that's a little iffy is the Beastmen. They're the only ones that are a little eh. Ayuma says, I've never played any Total War game before, but I like this one. It seems interesting. Do you know anything about the Warhammer Fantasy, I guess, universe? This is going to be interesting.
War of vengeance.
Who should we focus on? Let's focus on the great swords there.
Dwarf warriors. Nothing can stop us. Miners!
Ooh, their Empire Captain is kinda open to attack.
For the ancestor gods! Joey, attack! Miners! Go! Joey, attack!
Ema asks, is this a campaign or versus bot or versus player? So I am currently playing through the campaign, and it is just versus a bot. But I have played a campaign, a multiplayer campaign before as well. If you look at my YouTube channel, which is one of the panels that's on this page here, if you're on PC, it's just below. But if you go to my YouTube channel, and it's like way far back, I actually play a game with my friend Merrick, and I play the Dwarves and he plays the Empire. So it was definitely a fun campaign, especially chasing after a lot of the the Dwarves or the orcs that run away on us.
Hit your targets well!
2 witch hunters here? That's interesting.
Quarrelers!
What if I focus just completely on the witch hunters with my
They've wronged us!
guys there? Can we take him down?
Get them!
Actually, do the Empire Captain. Come on.
Miners! This thing! Enough! Vengeance!
Okay, apparently these great swords are much better than we are.
Dwarf warriors! Move!
Did we take out the captain? I think we did take out the captain. Okay. Focus on the witch hunters next.
Dwarf warriors! Go!
Ema asks, do you get to play 1v1 in this game too? So you can do like 1v1 skirmish games, you can do 1v1 campaigns, and then you can do multiple players in a skirmish game as well. Unfortunately, you can't do like a whole bunch of players in a campaign. It'd be cool, but it could potentially break the game. The game already sometimes has issues as well in multiplayer. Not a whole lot. Not as bad as some of the games that I've played, like Cough Cough Space Engineers. But it does sometimes have disconnects and that sort of thing.
Quarrelers! Dwarf! Our fire undimmed!
Come on. Almost got the great swords down.
Find your targets! Dwarf warriors! War of vengeance! Kill these fools! Let no earth scum survive!
There we go. So they're completely broken now. Well, you may ask, how long does a skirmish game take? Generally they're done within 20 minutes for the most part. I actually haven't done much in the way of doing skirmish games against other players randomly. The only time I've done a skirmish game has just been against one of my friends. So, come on, take down the great swords there.
Strike out! Range fire! Range fast! For the Kara's anchor! Hit your targets well!
Ooh, oh yeah, because this is Volkmar. I forgot about that. He's got fiery hammer.
Select target.
Alright guys, fire on Volkmar. Take him out. Beat him up real good, but don't kill him. Because if you kill him, then they just replace him with another lord, and that's just not fun. Alright, I think that's good enough. It hurt, but we were able to successfully defend the place, so that's good. Took out a few of their heroes. Now we just got to get moving to take on the rest of the Empire. Yes, flee, Volkmar, flee. What are you up to? Are you going to attack? Aha! The enemy failed to spot your ambush. Attack now, and the element of surprise will give you the upper hand. So yeah, going back into Total War games. So pretty much Total War games all have the same basic premise of a turn-based campaign map and then real-time battle maps, which is a very good overall idea. It's not always executed the best. I know Total War Empire, for example, I tried to play that. That was not good at all. Total War Medieval 2 was a good game, and it's an older game, but I did enjoy it for the most part. But Warhammer and Warhammer 2 just takes it to an entirely different level. Alright, let's do a full line here. You guys will be here. Slayers. We're gonna put you like right here.
For the ancestor gods! For the ancestor gods! Longbeard!
Meanwhile, the Longbeards, well, let's see. You guys will all be like right here. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Now, generally the dwarves and the Empire become friends, but at some point earlier on, one of our allies ended up at war with the Empire, and we remained with them. And, well, that took us into the whole war as well, so. And we've remained war with the Empire since.
It is a reckoning! To attack! Longbeards! Sir! Yes! Yes! Go! Fire on the foe! Thunderers!
Yes, yes, fire on their treasurer.
Quarrelers! Go! Pursuit! Thunderers! Fire Massauri!
Alright, I think we can speed this up. We're almost done with them. And victory. The army will probably escape, but at least we did some decent damage to this one as well. Enough that we should be able to send this army in to wipe out the rest of them. Once we get to our next turn. And Scory here gained the Confident Attacker trait. Not bad. Now, Yuma, do you have any other questions about this game? Akron. How is Akron? Akron's looking good for the most part. Skaven corruption going towards 0. Oh no.
Grave news, my lord. Word is spreading across the land of a dark power rising in the northern wastes. The armies of chaos are on the move. They surely plan to invade the world of mortals once again. Prepare your defenses well, for the forces of chaos spare no one in their quest for bloodshed.
Ugh. So the armies of chaos have shown up now. That's lovely. Alright, Quantum, you go take out Volkwar there. And that'll get him a nice little trait. What I forgot, what does Volkmar's defeat do? Melee defense and melee attack +3 for melee infantry. That's not bad.
Summon me if you dare.
Homer says I thought his voice was coming from Kingdom Come. Oh. So Yumu, I have not played Hearthstone, so I can't say for certain, but what I will say is it is all turn-based. Like, the portion of the map that we're in right now is all turn-based, so it's all my turn, and then it goes into the first of the AI, which I think is like the High Elves, and then it just goes from there. Alright, Quantum got a level up. Let's do Resolute. Same for Vault Dweller here. Let's give him the Rune of Oath and Steel. These guys, I'm going to bring them back to Templehof. Oh, and I can upgrade Templehof as well. Let's do that.
Yes, let's move.
Hey, Marienburg is still alive. Generally by this point in the campaign, they're dead. Yumu says, I wonder what the majority plays, campaign or the multiplayer skirmishes. I would say probably based off of looking at the Total War subreddit, that more than likely it's probably the campaign. But there's a good amount that play skirmishes. I know a couple of the major Total War Warhammer streamers on YouTube do a lot of skirmishes, Turin and Italian Spartacus.
Vengeful Rune Lord.
Alright, I don't know what to do with Artillery Master yet. Oh, and we found the trees. Actually, you know what? I probably should have Artillery Master go up here. Because Carrick Ungor and Fort Jakova, well, actually Carrick Ungor particularly, is going to be a good place to defend against chaos. Because it's like it's right up there, so...
Throne bearers, let's march. My axe thirsts for war.
It is good to see our allies of the mountains.
You know, my relations with the Empire is heading up towards 26. But they're still at war with me, so... Whatever, Empire, whatever. Alright, so this might be close to the last turn that we do here for today. Tomorrow we'll probably be... Well, no, we will be doing Knights of the Old Republic again. We'll probably be escaping Terrace tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, going on about Total War Warhammer. So the main part of the Mortal Empires, the Mortal Empires campaign, is you build up a little bit and then eventually the forces of chaos show up, which is what's happened now. So they start up in the north as well as a couple other locations, and then they begin their descents against us. So that's why it's important for us to grab Carrick Ungor, because that'll be a good place to stage attacks against chaos. And hopefully sometime soon we can end this war with the Empire. But it's not a guarantee. Yumu asks, is it a long campaign? Oh yes. So this is my 4th episode here. We've done, the streams have generally been between 3 and 4 hours. And we have only barely touched the surface of the map. So if we go up and look at ownership, this blue is our territory. But the map extends all the way out around here. It goes down here. And then we also have sections over here as well. So there's a lot of territory to cover in this map.
I do. If you say so, beardling. Setting off. Mustard. A wise plan.
Now, let's see. I'm currently in turn 118. I think there are people who I've seen on the Total War subreddit who've been able to conquer the entire map in like 200, 250 turns. Me, I'm not that good. I have no idea how they're able to do it in that quick of a time span, but yeah, I don't have those skills.
Time for a reckoning. The axe thirsts for war. Ready by the Grudge Bearer's will.
Greetings from Sigmar.
Still not going to accept a peace treaty. Oh, it probably doesn't help that my reliability is still very low. Oh well. Alright, so I'm going to end the turn, and then at the start of the next turn is when we'll end it here for today. We might get one more battle with the Empire, we'll find out. If they fall for my trap again. No problem, Ayumu. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's I will say it probably is a bit demanding on your PC, especially if you play with... They foiled my ambush, bastards. Especially if you play on max settings, but you can definitely do quite a bit with this game, so... If you have the PC to do it, I would recommend it. Alright, so that is it. Uh-oh, quest aborted. Forge a defensive... Well, I'm guessing Krakadrak is no more then. Oh yeah, I know where Krakadrak is now. They were like all the way up here. So I have two of the following units. Dragonback Slayers, Giant Slayers, and Thorgrim's army. Interesting. Alright folks, so that is going to be it here for today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me here on Twitch, as well as subscribe to my YouTube so you can keep track of my streams and past streams and that sort of thing. Also, don't forget to check out the Discord. The link is on the page here, where you can keep track of me when I'm offline. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.